Bonjour, band members. Today is Friday, June 16th. It has been a very busy week for tribal government, but all tribes received the best news that they could have yesterday, and that was from the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court upheld the Indian Child Welfare Act. This is a huge victory for all Indian nations across the United States. And the reason this was such a big issue is that many, many years ago, when Native children could not stay with their families for one reason or another, they were placed in foster care or they were adopted. Many times that happened to these children and they went to white families. And so Indian Child Welfare Act was passed. A lot of tribes and advocates really worked hard on this law. And the result was that when the Indian kids could not stay in their own families for whatever reason, they could be adopted or placed in foster care with the child's extended family, then to other members of the tribe. And then if members of the tribe or extended family were not available, then those children could go to other Indian folks from other tribes. So most recently, there were some Indian kids that were placed in the white family. The tribe got involved and said, please follow Indian child welfare. So the children were removed from the white family and put back into the community. The family that these kids were with, that were a white family, did not support that, and they challenged it through court. And this court case has been going on for years. Court decisions along the way upheld the Indian Child Welfare Act. And so this white family took the case all the way to the Supreme Court. And Indian country, tribal governments, we were all very worried about the outcome of that because the Supreme Court could have stated that Indian child welfare was not legal and reversed it, which would have negative implications for all tribes and their members. But the Supreme Court ruled and upheld Indian child welfare. The challenge to Indian child welfare had far-reaching implications on tribal sovereignty and other items that, well, it would have just extended across the board for everything we do. But now that this was upheld by the Supreme Court, that our children future and the tribal sovereignty is respected, and we don't have to worry about that until the next challenge, which I'm sure is coming. So a big win for Indian country, our children, our future. I was very excited about that. Another exciting thing that happened this week is that I serve as a tribal leader for the Department of Justice, so Tribal Leader Council. And that is to educate, bring issues to the Department of Justice. And through that work that I do with the council, I was asked if the Department of Justice, Associate Justice, and her name is Vanita Gupta, she wanted to come out to Indian country and start to understand better about the issues that impact tribes. So Mille was the first tribe that she chose to visit. So we were very excited. We did a huge visit around the reservation and we met at Eddie's. We did a little cultural event. She presented me with this beautiful bowl from the Department of Justice. And I presented a wild rice, of course, to all of her staff and herself. And we also presented her a gift of a medallion, a beaded medallion, and she was really thrilled. And we talked about all of the issues that fall under the Department of Justice. She went to court and was very impressed. And I will tell you that all the staff along the way did such an excellent job. And the judges were there, Associate Judge Brenda Moose and Rhonda Sam. We went to the Anji program, drove around the reservation, went to the powwow grounds to show where our powwow is held. She was very impressed. We ended up at the Health and Human Services. Nicole Anderson, Commissioner of Health and Human Services, and her staff did an outstanding presentation. So she got a very good first visit to Indian country with the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe. Last night, I attended the Education All graduation ceremony, and that was held at Grand Casino Hinckley. Oh, how impressive was that? The room was packed with our graduates and their families. The highlight, beyond recognizing all our graduates, the entertainment was provided by the Nyashing Rock Band. So these are students that have been learning how to play instruments, and also the kids that are willing to sing. The kids sang some songs, some rock songs, so it was very exciting. We were very proud of them. A little information about the departments. Public works staff are still working on Monday, and if that is your normal garbage day, please have your cans at the end of the driveway, and the staff will pick that up on Monday, even though it's a holiday on Monday and the government center and all the departments will be closed. There is information for veterans, and if you are a veteran or have a family member that is a veteran, there are some good resources out there for you, and that is through the Department of Veteran Affairs. And you can go to their website, which of course will be on our website, and it talks about one of the most recent resources is a webinar regarding the National Cemetery Administration Pre-Need and Burial Eligibility Program, and that's held on Tuesday, June 21st. As I mentioned, please go to the website if you are interested in learning about resources for veterans. There is also a program through the band's Human Service Department, and that is to bring community awareness to brain injuries and what you should look for and how do they feel when you fall and hit your head. Where do you go to get information, and recommending that you make a doctor's appointment if you experience difficulty making decisions, short-term memory loss, and the change in the ability to do routine tasks. And that is if you fall and hit your head, or you hit your head anywhere. And the person for Human Services is Jennifer Ballinger. Her number is 320-362-0027. We have exciting events happen this weekend, and that is the Grand Celebration Powwow over in Hinckley, and that is starting today. So maybe I will see you over there, and I hope you enjoy yourself and have a good weekend. And as I had stated in an earlier video, that we are attempting to do this once a week instead of every day, every other day. And don't know if this is beneficial to you, and hopefully it is. A few of the items that's going on at the band I'd like to report. And so with that, I will ask if you have any comments to please list those, and I will talk to you again next Friday. Miigwech.